I'm Patrick Bailey with IQlist.com. Today is March 21st, 2018, and in this video, I'm going to be fulfilling an order for my daughter. She put an order in for a custom doghouse for her little L.O.L pets, and here's one of them right now. And I'm going to be doing this in some software called Fusion 360. So with that, let's get going. Now, I recently did another video where I actually found a doghouse on Thingiverse, and here it is. It happens to be thing 1736861, and I printed it out. And it was very interesting. It worked very well. The only problem is it's very hollow, and it had little problems vibrating and shaking on there, and it had some little issues when it actually moved the wall, but it ultimately did get printed. But I just didn't realize that. See, I'm kind of new to 3D printing, and so I didn't know about these thin walls, and I guess there's ways of dealing with it. But it just seemed to be a pain. It was begging for a redesign. And so if I look over here, here it is in prusa control, and if you look here, the walls are just thin. So you can see it just doing two lines going back and forth. And so as a result, it's just, although once it's all together, it's pretty solid. But getting there, it's a little bit hard on the design. So I thought about redesigning her one with thicker walls. But to do that, I had to go learn Fusion 360, which I've done a little bit of. And so I'm still a little new to that, even though I used to do AutoCAD way back in the day. It's kind of bringing back some memories of that. But I'm still pretty new. So with that, I took some of the measurements of these little L.O.L dolls and came up with a little rough sketch. And here's my little rough sketch, and my daughter added a little drawing of a kitty here. So I did it in millimeters, so 80 millimeters on the bottom, and so I kind of have this little rough sketch design. And so with that, let's go open Autodesk Fusion 360 and see what kind of damage I can do to actually try to create this in such a way that I can print it out on my Prusa i3 Mark III printer. Now, for those of you who may be like me, who've just started 3D printing and trying to figure your way and trying to figure what things you can do, and how do you actually design and make stuff, not just download things off Thingiverse. Designing things is really exciting, that you can actually make design some of your own stuff, not just print stuff you find. There's several different programs out there that can help you do that. One that I'm just starting with is Fusion 360. And now the reason I'm starting with Fusion 360 is it's done by Autodesk, the same guys who do AutoCAD. And it's pretty much, is AutoCAD still a thing, or is it just Fusion 360 now? I guess I should learn that. But back in the day, back when I was in college, I was an engineer, and we were all learning AutoCAD and how to be draftsman just in case, and also not just in case, but to design things. So I'm trying to push the idea of using Fusion 360, knowing that it's going to be a very powerful tool. Also, they have a free license you can use if you're a home user or a very small business making under $100,000 a year. And also for me, we homeschool. And so I would like to teach my kids how to use Fusion 360 versus some kind of other software, because it has value in the marketplace versus just some other little odds and ends that can only be used for, making simple objects. So there's a little bit of a learning curve, and I'm still kind of going through that learning curve because I'm still pretty new. But I think it's worth the journey because you can really do a lot of cool stuff in the end, or at least I believe you can. I haven't done much yet, but so far I'm liking it. So with that, if you haven't installed Fusion 360, I have a video out there. You can go watch that and see how you can download and register Fusion 360 for free. So let me go open up Fusion 360 on my box here. And the first thing I want to go over is something I figured out the other day, is how you start your orientation. That you may need to change it so that you don't have to actually flip your object after you make it. But let me show you. So if you just start it up, one thing you'll notice here is over in the top right hand side, you have this Y, Z, X axes, and you can see how it's oriented. Well, that is not exactly how that's not how your printer bed is set up. So I'll show you one of the problems here that I ran across and a way to fix it. So let me go in through here and just make an object that we can test. Now I'm still very new, so I'm going to be using very basic tools and approaching it very simply. So what we need to do is start a sketch. So I can go over here to sketch and say, create a sketch. And then here's the different planes we can work on. And so I'm going to work on this plane because that's how I would want to make it. I'd want to make that house going that way. So I'll click on there, and now I go to my 2D view. And so here I can scroll in, zoom in, and start drawing something in a two-dimensional way. So with that, let me click on Sketch and start drawing a line. And so I'll come here, and I'm going to draw a very simple shape. So I'll just start it here. So one click. And then here you can see the angles, the numbers come up and follow you. And so here I can just say, I'll make it 80 millimeters. I zoomed in too far. There we go. And hit Enter. Well, hit 80, hit Enter, and there we go. So now there's that one line. Let me click on line again and start right there. And I'll just go up some random number. Click there. And then I'll start doing a 45-degree angle. Let's see. Oh, where's 45? Well, anyway. I guess I'm too far. But anyway, I'll just click there. I'll just make something up. Click there. And then go back again. And now they're all connected. I actually have a shape. And if I go back over here, I can actually click this Home button here, which will put me back in the three-dimensional view. And I can kind of see this from the side. Now what I want to do next is to extrude this shape. I want to kind of pull this shape out to make kind of a house. So I'll go over here and I'll say, I think it's under Modify. Nope, Create. Go under Create and click Extrude. And that'll open up this Extrude tool you can see over here on the right-hand side. And I need to select something to extrude. And so I can click on this and say, I want to extrude this. And then what I can do is I have a few choices here. I can do it on one side. I can do it symmetrically. You can do it on two sides. But you can see here's this little arrow. And so I'll just take this and I'll pull it. And here I can even type in the number. So I can say, okay, we'll make it 100 millimeters. Hit Enter. And there we go. Now I want to move my paint around so you can see it a little more. Let me just zoom out. Also on my mouse, I can actually click and hold down my roller button, and I can use that to pan around. Click and hold and drag the whole thing around. So there's my house. And so I just want to see if this will work. And it will work, but it's going to be oriented wrong. And I'm going to show you to fix that in a minute, but let me go click on it. Let me make it into an STL file that I can then put in my my prusa control. So I'll go over here, click on Make, and say 3D Print. Click on 3D Print. And this guy comes up, and we don't want preview mesh. We want to select something, so we'll select this object, and so we've selected it. And then you can send it to a 3D print utility, but we're not going to do that right now. I'm not that advanced. And I'll click OK. And so in this case, I'll go on my desktop, and I'll call it Test House. Test Dog House. And it'll save an STL file to my desktop. And over on my desktop, I should see a test doghouse. There we go. Now let me go open up Prusa Control. And let me go back and remove this guy for now. And I'll just take this and drop it on, just like I would any other STL file. But you notice a problem. That's not the orientation I want. And now I can fix that. I can click on this and I can say, okay, I need to, let's see, do it in the x-axis. Axes and do a 90 degree, negative 90. And there we go. There's my house. But I had to change it. And I imagine, I'm still new to this community. I haven't uploaded anything to Thingiverse. But I can imagine it's a bit of a pain to actually have to reorient every time you download something. So it's probably better to actually have it oriented in what people expect to be the correct way. So let me delete that. And I will add it again, just so I can show the wrong orientation. So there it is, bad orientation. And then I'll go back to Fusion 360, and I can make an adjustment. So I'm going to take this guy, and I'm just going to delete him. Let's see, we don't need to delete it already. Okay, delete. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to recreate this, but before I do that, I'm going to set my preferences so this will change. So I will go in here and go into, not right there. Go into your preferences over here on the right-hand side and click on preferences. And in here, you'll see the default modeling orientation is Y up. We want it to be Z up because that's in 3D printing, our Z is the one that's up. So go to Z and hit apply, hit OK. And at this point, you see there's no changes. It doesn't actually change this for some reason. Now, someone may know a way to refresh it. I don't at this point, since I'm so new. Then I'm just going to close it, I'm not going to save it, and reopen it, and you'll see that that will reorient. 3D printer's making noises. Okay, let me see. Fusion 360. So I'll just open it again, and now it should be. It should have the Z-axis up rather than the Y. Give it a second here. There we go, Z. So I can see there's the Z and there's the X. And if I look at this, I can see there is my Z and there is my X. So I have a similar orientation or expectation in AutoCAD. Now I could have left AutoCAD the other way and had drawn it differently, but that doesn't work in my mind. So I kind of want them to match. So let me go recreate the same thing. So I'll create a sketch. And I will choose that plane. It'll zoom in, and let me just choose the line tool, and just do the same thing. I'm not going to get fancy here. We'll go to 80. 80, be a little different. In fact, we'll make it steeper so you can tell the difference. Hopefully. Okay, so there we go. Now we want to extrude this guy, so just like we did last time. So I'll go click on Create, select Extrude. So now I have my Extrude tool over here on the right hand side. And I will first select that profile. And for me, I'm going to click the Home buttons because it's easier to see. And then I will just extrude it. In fact, we'll make this, we'll make it short so it's very obvious. So the difference between the two. So I'll just make it 35 millimeters. Hit OK. And then we'll go back to Make and do a 3D print again. And uncheck box that because we're not going to send it to a 3D print utility. We still need to select our object. So actually select the object, click OK, and I will call it, let's see, what do I call? Test Dog House 2. So we'll make that a second one. Let me open up Prusa Control and drop that guy on there and see how it looks. So there's our second one. Boom. Look at that. It's got the correct orientation. I don't have to move it. I got exactly what I expected. So that took me a few hours to figure that one out, try to change the preferences, because I really hate having to... I've had a couple prints I've downloaded from Thingiverse, and you have to rotate it. I'm grateful that someone put the thing on Thingiverse, but it'd be a little bit nicer to actually have it in the correct orientation you would typically expect to print it out. Okay, so there's our start. So let me actually start making the model I want to make in 360 versus just actually getting 360 oriented correctly. Okay, let's get started on what I actually want to do. So I've made one before and it didn't turn out as well as I was hoping. So this is kind of my second try. So we'll see how well I do this time. So referring to my drawing here, so I kind of wrote, I'm going to do this overhang where it actually goes up. I'm going to see how well it does on that. I'm just interested. So what I want to do is first create this shell that's going to extrude like that, but it's to be a little different shape than just a square house. And so you can see here I wrote down 20 millimeters and then start, and then 80 millimeters, and there's going to be another 20 millimeters to get to this angle up here. And that guy's is 60 millimeters high. So let me see what I can do. So I'll go over here and click on Sketch, go to Line, and I'll choose that plane again. And then I'm going to start drawing on the line. So I'll click on there, and I'll go 20 millimeters. Now, even though I don't want this line, I can kind of use it as a guide later on. So I'll click there, and so that guy exists. And then I'll go do this, and I will type in 80 millimeters. So now that guy exists. And then I will go to line again. You're making clicking noises, buddy. Sorry, my printer's acting out. Let me go take a moment and see what my printer is doing. Well, my 3D printer is fixed again here, so I had to go sacrifice a poor half a carabiner. That's interesting because I'm about to do another video today because I've gotten past my first 1 kilometer of filament, and it's been working great with no issues. Minor, tiny ones, until now. But I guess I'll go over that in my next video. But I got it fixed, and it looks like it's working. Didn't take me long to get it fixed. Life is good again. Okay, let me get back to what I was doing. So, drawing. So there's the 80 millimeters. I'll do another 20 here. There we go. And then, let's see. Now I want to go up from here, 60 millimeters. Let's see. Go straight up, 60, boom, and stop that. And then I want that guy is 120 millimeters from the center. Let's see. So I can cheat here. Let's see. I can go. Let me think. Let me draw some more helper lines here. So draw that. Go up 60. There we go. So 80. That's 80, 120. So I'm gonna go over 60. So let me go draw a little helper line here to get in the middle. There we go. So there's the middle. And then I want to. Okay, so then I'll draw a line from here, like in my drawing here that I wanted to do. Draw a line here to there. And then I want to arch it and meet these guys in the middle. So I'll just draw a little helper line here. Stop. I don't need that many lines. Okay, and then I will... well, wait, I don't want to do that. I want to... We'll delete that. I will go right there in the center. And that matches, and go up 120. And that's where I want my top to be. Then I'll draw an angle from here to there. Another angle from here to there. And there's my house. But I have a few extra lines. Let me go through and... I don't want to do lines right now. Stop doing lines. I'll go click on that line and just hit the backspace to delete it. Backspace, 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 and backspace. And so there is my drawing. There's my sketch according to my drawing here. And I want to extrude it, and I want to extrude it 100 millimeters. So let me click on the home orientation, click on create, extrude, and here's the extrude tool. I need to select something, so we'll select that sketch we did, and then we'll start to pull it, and I will say 100 millimeters. There's our house. So now the next thing I want to do is I want to make a shell out of it. And I found some interesting tools as I'm starting to learn all this. So I can go over here and click on modify, and there's a shell tool. So I can go here and select the faces of a body. Let's see. So I will, if I click this, I just collected that face. I want to select the entire body. So one thing I can do is I can just click here and drag and select everything. That's one way. Well, I guess it reversed my selection there, didn't it? Okay, let me do that again. So let me just select everything, which unselects it, I guess, if it's previously selected. And there we go. Oh, there's another thing. I still don't have my AutoCAD back on, but there's some special tools in there that dragging is different. So if I drag this way versus dragging that way, they can do different things. I don't want to go over it right now, but if you see yourself having strange behavior, there's special tools in AutoCAD that make life easier once you know what they're doing. But I won't go off on that tangent right now. So there we go. I got everything selected, and I want to... Let's see. I don't want to select that. I want to select the body and direction inside. So I want to go inside, and in my case, I want to go 3 millimeters. I'm going to make a shell here and hit OK. So I'm inside 3 millimeters. And now you can see it looks like nothing happened, but I should have a shell now. And there is a way to inspect. So I go over here and click on inspect and go to, still new to this. Let's see, section analysis. There we go. Section analysis, and I'll select that face. And then I can start to drag and look, see, it's a shell inside. Isn't that cool? Just want to do that real quickly because you can see it's the shell. It's 3 millimeters. So that's super cool. Okay, I'll hit cancel because I don't need to do any more on that. So now I need to cut out the front door. So let me go create a new sketch. Create a sketch. And I will create it in that same plane, right there. And then what I want to do is I want to go in a little bit. So I will, let's see, I have this marked, 60, 70, 80. So I will make some helper lines here. Let me sketch a line, go in the middle here, and I want this doorway to go up to 80. So that's just going to help me see what I'm doing. Okay, let me stop doing that. Control Z to undo what I just did. And then I want to arch out. So I will... And also I want to meet... Well, I don't have to... It looks like I can see a little bit through here. So there is the floor, which I don't want to cut to the floor. That's a good thought there. So let me create a line. I'll just start here and go out. And I don't want to go all the way because I don't need to. So I'll go right here. And then I will... What are you doing? Go... Select a line again. Click there. Go out to about there. And let me... You're not going to angle over, are you? Okay, let me... I need to make that body go away, don't I? So let me click on this. Let me click on sketches. See, right now I have things in my way. I'm still getting new to this, so there may be some better ways to do this, but I can, if I click on the light bulb, I can stop viewing them. So I'm going to click on that body, and these other sketches I can't view them, so that's actually okay. So now I will, what can I do? I will stop the sketch, select all that, and just hit delete. I'm going to start over again. In fact, that's that sketch. That's that sketch. Here's this new sketch. I will right click on this and hit delete. I'm going to start fresh. And I will go create a new sketch. Select the same plane. I need to go in there, let's see, 60 millimeters. So I will start again here and make myself some helper lines. 60. So there's the center. And then I want to go from here and go up 80 millimeters because that'll get me to the top of my arch that I intend to do. There we go. And then I need to do some angling too. So I could do a little bit here because I know I also don't want to cut through the floor. So now I know my floor is 3 millimeters. So I'll kind of choose, let's see. Let me draw some more helper lines. So I'll start here again, and I will go up 3 millimeters, because that should be my floor. And then I will go over 20. I know that's where my wall should start, but I want to go a little bit further in for this arch. And I will go in, we go in, I don't know, 5. Let's go in 8. There we go, let's go in 8. And I want to create an arch over here, and if I look at my other sketch, I can see it's right there. And I want to go up 60 millimeters, right? So 60 millimeters, yeah. Whoops, 60. Right there. So that is where that guy hits, yeah. And I want to go over 8 from there. There you go. So I want the same angle. That'll work. That'll work. So I'll start here, go over straight, hit 8, boom. Make another line from there to there. Another line from there. And I'll go straight across, and I know, let's see, I had 80 minus 16. So minus 80 was 60, which is 64? 64. So that should be, there we go. Okay, so that another, if I look at the sketch, that looks oriented correctly. Okay. Now I need to get that guy up there. So he needs to go up. I can make another guide for myself. Let me go over here. Where are you? Let me, yeah, right there. Go to L, click there, and go up 60. Up 60, hit enter. And there's my guide again. I look at there. Oh, I need to be over. Duh. So let me drag this over. There we go. Do another line and go in 8 millimeters. Okay. I'm getting better. There we go. So now there's a guide. Boom. Cool. So that should be the floor. That should be the same angle. And then I want to do an arch from here to there to there. So now I can choose a circle tool or an arc tool. And I can do a 3-point arc. And so with a 3-point arc, you want to choose the two sides. And then you'll choose the center and adjust it appropriately. So I'll choose that point and that point. And I'll drag it up to there. And we'll see how well that does. I'm not sure how well it's going to do. But we can give it a shot. Okay. And then I want to cut this doorway in. So I can erase all these helper marks, or I can just kind of leave it as is, because I can choose that one face. So I have all that. So let me stop the sketch. And let me hide that sketch. There we go. Well, let me erase this line. There we go. So now I can choose that guy. So hit create, extrude. Let me go back to my home so I can see this. And I can turn that other body back on. And then I can just go in. I don't need to go in far because I only need to cut that first 3 millimeters. Now by default, when you do extrude and you extrude into another object, the default is to remove that object, to cut it. So over here I can see an extrude tool. That's the face I actually chose. It's going in 40 millimeters, but I can adjust that. I could go down to 3. And that would be correct to cut out that hole. And then here I could cut, or I could join, or I could intersect, or whatever I want to do. But in this case, cut is actually what I want to do. And then hit OK. And in theory, I should have a doorway. Oh, look at that. Let me go click on this orbiting tool, which I still need to get the hang of. There we go. Oh, yeah, look at that. Doorway. Awesome. Let me click on that. Let me go inspect just to check it out. Section analysis. And I'll check out that face. Why not? And just see, yep, that indeed I have a doorway cut out. Yay! That's cool. Okay, so I got a doorway. Next thing I was going to do is cut out something for the back. So let me go here and do another sketch. Create a sketch. Same orientation, and I want to make a window on the back. Right about in the middle. So let me go make a line here so I can keep track. So I'll just kind of, boom. And then, stop, double click. Okay. I'll figure these out. And let me hide the other sketch. Let me hide the body. There we go. Hide the body. And somewhere along here I want to create a circle for the back window that I'm going to cut out. So I will create a circle, and I'll do center diameter. Let me show you that again. Circle, center diameter. And I will choose the center of my circle. Choose right there. And then kind of go out and let's make it like that. And then I have this little design where I want to arc things out. So I will come back here and choose an arc. and I'll do a 3-point arc again. And I'll just choose somewhere along here. And right there. And then I'll pull it in. Mostly I want to see if it actually can print stuff like this. So I'll do it again here. Do it over here on this side. I'm not going for precision here. I'm just kind of... Yeah, that's way off compared to that guy. Let's see. Sketch, arc, 3-point. Da-da. There we go. And then let's do another one that comes into the center here. Boom. And what I want to do is I want to, this will be there, but then I want to cut those out. So let me click on, let me erase. Come on. Don't do that. Let me select that line and delete it. And then I'll do create, extrude again. And I'll select, go back to my home orientation and show my body again. Now this happens to be floating in free space, so I'm not going to affect anything else. I'm just going to extrude it all the way back out to the back wall. And I think that should do me well. Oops, stop. Okay, so that's selected. One side, and I can just pull it. And you can see it's cutting it back there. And I'll just say, okay. And then now if I look, I am not very good at this orbit tool. Ta-da! Window in the back. Cool. Let's see, what else can I do? I'd like to do some windows on the sides. But maybe not today. Let's keep this a little more simple. Now, the last thing I'd like to do is shingles. It needs some shingles. You know, this guy has some little shingles on the roof, and I would like to do that again. And there are some cool tools for that, and let me see if I can actually remember what tools they were. Okay, let me work on these roof shingles now. So I found one way to do it, and there may be some better ways. But one way I'm going to do it is create a sketch here. So go to Sketch, create new sketch, and do a line. And I will create a single shingle here. Boom. Almost. There we go, single shingle. Now, what I want to do is, I'm going to extrude it, so it's going to go the whole length. So I'm going to go click on Create, Extrude, select, I guess, both of those. And one side extrude, and I happen to be 100 millimeters, I think, if I recall correctly. And I don't want to cut. I'll make this a new body. And if I look at this, I should now have one giant single shingle. So I hit OK. I'll go back to the front, and I want to repeat this object up there. And there's a cool tool where you can actually repeat things based on a pattern. So I'll go down here, and I'll say Create Pattern, Pattern on Path. Select that guy, and then select this object. And then I'll go over here to the Path tool and click on the path, select, and then actually click on a path that you want to duplicate along. In this case, we want to duplicate along the roof edge. And then the cool thing is, watch this. Oh, it's making duplicates. And I guess the default is 3, but let's update that to 12. And then we'll slowly pull that up, out to the roof. And if I look over here on the side, well, you can't quite see, it's a little invisible there, but there you go. And I'll just hit OK. Now, ta-da! Tiles. Now I want to repeat that on the other side too. And now this is a thing where I haven't quite figured out the best way to do it, but I know a way. So I'll click on that body to make it disappear. I'll select all of these, and then what I want is to make a mirror image. And what I really want to do is make a mirror image right along this plane, which I'm not exactly sure how to do today. So what I'm going to do instead is I'll do it by mirroring it along the y-axis. So I'll come over here, click Create, and click on Mirror. And so you select the objects, then you select a plane, and I will select this plane right here. I don't select those planes. Select that plane. Boom. And what should be, now it's over there. So if I look on the front, I should see it's way over there because it actually is mirroring across that plane. Not exactly what I want, but it's close enough. So I hit OK. And now I just really want to move this. So I'll select all that, show this body over here again, and then I would do Modify, Move. And then now I should be able to move this over here. Let me zoom in to make sure I'm getting it right about right. Don't do that. Okay, there we go. I'll just say OK on that. So now, if I look at this, it's getting there. There are still a few problems, but I'm getting there. So next I want to make a shingle on the top to cover that up, little ugly spot there. So I'll do create a sketch and go to line, and I will, what are you doing? Oh, I forgot to choose a plane. Sorry, I'm choosing this front plane. Still getting used to this tool, but I'm getting there. And then I will come up here and select right about there. Come down there. There. Ah, come on. There. There. Doesn't matter too much because I'm going to extrude this guy. Let's see. There. 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 Okay, not pretty, but it looks like it'll probably work. So then I will stop that. Control Z. I will stop my sketch. I will come in here and choose that, which looks a little funky, but I guess it'll work. And I will extrude that. So click Create, Extrude, and 100 millimeters in my case. Oh, I don't want to extrude that way. Cancel. Okay, let me do that. I will click on Create, Extrude, and select that guy. There we go. 100 millimeters. And new body. Cool. So I think that gets me my top. Perfect. Now one problem I think I might have here is those are overhanging. So I need to make something in there that's going to connect them. So let me do another line here. So I will choose, sketch. Man, I keep forgetting to choose the plane. Choose this plane. And then I will come in here and choose, click there. Click a decent angle because I do have to print over, right? And I can print pretty high. Let me go right there. And that's only one line. Let me go in here. There we go. Now I've got a little triangle there. So I will extrude that guy. Extrude 100 millimeters. Boom. And see what we have there. There we go. But I don't want to cut. I want a new body. And go to the front. Yeah, this is actually pretty cool. I could mirror this. I could just make it again. So let me do a new sketch. Create a sketch. Do that. I'm going to create a line right here so I can actually get them on the same level. So I'll create a line and create a helper line here. Boom. And make it it even. There we go. So that's where that guy is. Doom. Da. Da. There we go. And then click create, extrude, select this guy, and 100 millimeters. And choose new body. Okay. There we go. I have a doghouse. It looks kind of cool. What else can we do? A couple more things. My daughter wanted me to put a little kitty symbol on here. So let me see if I did it on another one. Let me see if I can do it again. Okay, a kitty symbol here. Did I not make that top piece? Uh-oh. I didn't make the top piece. I forgot. Oh, it's not there. Oop. Let me click on that. Create. Extrude. 100 millimeters. And new body. There we go. That would have been a little bit weird looking. Okay, now for a kitty face. So she wanted me to draw a little. She drew a little kitty face, and there it is right there. So what I was going to try to do is kind of try to draw that face in little lines, and then extrude it. But you can't extrude at an angle, and I tried that last time and it seemed to work. So we'll see. So it'll be kind of cut out of the face. So I'll see what I can do. We shall see. Maybe I should draw. I'll create a new sketch. I have to choose my plane. There we go. Getting better at that. And I'm going to put it in here. So let me create some lines to help me see for myself where things kind of are. Okay. There we go. So now I'm going to draw this little kitty face. Stop. Okay, so now let's get the little. Let's get some arcs going for its eyes. So we'll do an arc there. So there we go. Do one right below it. Boom. And then we'll do another one over here. Same distance. Hopefully. Oh, not that one. Let me undo that one. Arc. Sketch, arc, 3-point. There we go. Now I need to connect them because I want to extrude them. So line, 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 line. Okay, we need little eyebrows up here. Let's go. Or I guess kitty ears. Kitty ears? Why not? And over here, I'll do the same thing. Now, I'm still new, so I'm not copying and pasting and doing things that probably are a lot better to do in this tool. But the nice thing is, being a new person, I'm actually getting something done. I may not be doing it well, but I'm getting something done. Okay, now a nose. So let's go put a nose in here. We'll do that. We'll go down a little bit, over a little bit, up and back. That is a horrible nose. Need to work on my symmetry. Still a bad nose, but we'll go with that for now. Nah, let's not. Let's fix that. That's horrible. Okay, sketch a line. We'll go 1, 2, There's 2, so we'll go 4. And we will go down here, go down here. There we go. A little better. And then we need some more arcs down here. Arc, 3-point. Okay, not the most lovely thing, but I'm getting there, getting there. Okay. There we go. And I guess we probably should have some whiskers. Let's see. No. Seems kind of thick on the whiskers. But let's go with it for now. Boom. Okay, more and more whiskers. I am not liking those whiskers. Okay, let me just undo. Not liking those. Okay, let me see what we have so far. So we got a little kitty face. Kinda. His nose is a little bit long there. It needs to be a little more. Needs to be a little cuter, huh? Oh, that's a little disoriented. Okay, don't do that. Yeah, they're relative to each other. Okay, let's not do that. Now let's go with what I got. So we will select all those guys. And then I want to extrude it, but I think I can extrude it at an angle. So let me go create, extrude. There we go. And this thing is only 3 millimeters thick, so I only want to go in 1 millimeter. And I want to cut it. I don't know, let's try 45 degrees and see what happens. So that is cutting in. So I want to do negative 45? No. Let's see, 20. No, it's a taper angle. Now that feels like it's, as it looks like it's cutting in, it's getting wider. I want it to go in. Can I do negative? Ah, I can. But only so much. So let me see, negative 20? Too much, based on the thickness. Negative 15, negative 10. Alright, we'll just go with negative 10 for now. Click OK. And look, it cut it. Oh, that's kind of cool. Wow. think that's going to need to be redone. But there's a little kind of a kitty face for now. Okay, so I'm nearly there. I got one more thing I want to do. I want to kind of put a stamp on it that says I made it. Okay, now let me make my mark. I've already made one, but I need to insert it in here. So up here, you can click on here to show other things you've drawn recently. And if you need to make something new, you can click on here and make a new design. Then you can go back here and see this design again. Now I made this little symbol over here that I'm going to use to cut out on the bottom. So I can go here and I can drag it into here. And I think it'll get added. He says, hopefully. There we go. And then I need to move it around. Let's see. So I want to put it on the bottom. So I am going to rotate it. Boom. And I'm going to move it towards the back down here. And I just want to cut out a bit of it, but I want to go deep enough. So there we are. I'll try that. Now let me go to the bottom and rotate it and see what it looks like. Oh, bad spot. That's where I need to move it some more so I can actually get it on here. There we go. Okay, now let me see what I can see. Okay, it looks about right. Okay, let me see if I can subtract it now. Let me go there and go to the back so I can see it. Yeah, I don't know, that still might be a little on the low side. I think it needs to dig in plenty. Let me see. Okay, I'll give that a shot. So hit OK, now I'll go. What do I do? I want to modify, and the funny thing is you have to use the combine button here to subtract because they're using that as a tool. So I'll choose the target body, I'll choose my base here, and then choose the tool, and so I'll right click here and select all of that. Make sure I have it all selected. Looks good. And then hit cut and hit OK. Missed something there. Let me undo that. Let me redo. And I don't think I selected all of it. Let me try it again. So let me modify, combine, select that body, and then select. Let me drag this way. It looks right. Hit cut. Hit OK. But I still have that. Okay, let me undo that again. I don't think I selected all the bits and bobs of that guy. Combine, select that guy, select all of that. I think I did something wrong. I still have that piece. Well, maybe it doesn't care. Why did it keep it? Now I'm a little confused. Okay. Oh, it might have kept it because it's linked. But that's why. So let me undo it. So I'm back to where I was. This is linked to the, you can see that little chain there. So I'm going to right click on that and choose break link. So now it's its own object in here. It's not that actual object. And let me try it again. Let me say combine, choose that, choose that part. There we go, I think. So now let me see. Oh, look at that. Cool. And I don't think I cut too deep. Let me go to the front and run a little experiment here. Let's just use the inspect tool. So inspect, sectional analysis, and I'll click on one of these front panes here, and I will drag it back, zoom in a little bit here, And I should be getting close to... Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's not too deep. Not too deep at all. Hit OK, because I'm kind of... Well, let me... I'm done with that. Okay, I think I'm good. So, save it. And then let me... Done house. Done house. There's a lot of complicated features to Fusion 360, so I think when I just saved that, I actually saved like a timeline in the history. I'm not quite sure yet. It's been ages. I've been doing AutoCAD. I've never done Fusion 360, but there's a lot of cool tools. Still need to figure them out. So let me just select everything, because I do have multiple objects here, but everything is what I want. And click on Make 3D Print. Oh, select it again. Okay, Make 3D Print. Let me select them all again. Oh, that's the unselect. You gotta know which way you're going sometimes, right? Okay, so nothing selected. You only selected the one. Let me go in the front. Come on, guys. Work with me. Section, selection. You're only doing one at a time? Okay, let me cancel that. I guess I probably need to join them all in one object somehow. So select it all. Assemble. Join origin. Rigid group. Locks the relative position. Let me try that. Rigid group. Choose a rigid group. And we got some down here. And I don't think I like that, so I don't want to choose that. Okay, because that still sees my object down the bottom. Let me do that. Let me do that. Okay. Combine. Let me just combine them. There we go. I'll do a combine. And rather than a cut, I'll do a join. Bet you that'll work. And say new component. Perfect. Hit OK. Okay, now I think I have one big object. So let me hit Make, 3D Print, Select. Ah, that's it. Perfect. And then I don't want to send it to a 3D Print utility. Let me hit OK. And let me save it as Final Doghouse. Final New Doghouse. Hit Save. And let me bring it up in prusa and see how it looks. So, let me... Final New Doghouse. Oh, look at that. It's got the right orientation. Let me delete these extra guys. Oh, that's cool. And look, I got my little IQ list down there. Maybe, in theory. Yeah, it looks like it's there. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's generate and see if it'll actually generate the G-code for it and what it'll look like. So I'll just click generate. Crossing fingers, hopefully it works. Because I have had problems. It's not like it'll generate code for any geometry. I've had issues where I brought in other things from Thingiverse and it didn't generate because there was something odd about the just something odd about it. Hopefully there's nothing odd here. Oh, I made it. Okay, let me see what it does. Oh, look, there's the IQ list back there. Floor, there's a floor. Oh, look at that. It's thicker. Thicker, thicker, thicker. Cool. And hopefully it'll do that little kitty face at the top. We shall see. Cool. Let me save it. And let me go see if I can actually make this guy. Okay, here's a quick video showing its construction. Now this was really neat to watch. It took a lot longer than I thought it would take to print out, but it turned out really cool. It was just really neat watching this thing go up because I made it. I designed it. It's kind of cool watching it being created. So here's some of the statistics on it. So the whole time it took 17 hours and 51 minutes to print. It took 14 cents worth of electricity, and I'm basing that off 10 cents per kilowatt. And it also took 54.91 meters of filament. So that was a lot of filament in my book. And I'm estimating filament at 6 cents per meter, which bases it on the fact that a 2 kilogram PLA roughly has 333 meters, and that should cost roughly about $20. And that equals out to about 6 cents per meter. And so the filament alone was $3.29. And so when you add it all together, we get $3.43 for this print, which was well worth it. It was cool. We'll see how long see if my daughter plays with it. So we'll see if she likes it.
Okay, and now that it's done, it turned out really well, I thought. It took a long time, but I'm pretty happy. So, what do you think of Doghouse version 2?
Version 2. I really, really like it. It's better than the first one. Wait, let me go get the first one.
Oh, we gotta go get the first one. Uh-oh. Let's see how fast she can be. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So, I'm still new, and what I'm trying to do, which I failed a little bit at this, is how can I design something that is going to print well without supports and all this kind of stuff. And so one thing I did do is like, see, I did an angle here because I knew it could angle up, so I didn't have that overhang, and so that worked good. But one thing that I didn't think about is trying to do this arch. So you're going to mess up in that arch because it can't go 100% over. So I don't know, maybe it's better to just do a flat bridge here or something. But so I'm still learning. But there we go. Oh, there's the other version. So this is a lot bigger, huh?
Yeah. And it has way more detail.
Way more detail. And it has a kitty face in the front. And it's thick. So, oh, and I like that. I had fun doing that. So now I've got a little IQ symbol. And so,
hit it at the same time.
Yeah, it's thinner, huh? So, do they fit in there?
This one is my tallest.
Cool. Cool, so it's a win?
It's a win.
Cool. So that was my first ever printed out design I did myself. I did a little coin just as a test, but that wasn't much. But I still have a lot to learn. I still need to learn a little about Fusion 360 and get better at it, but with just a little bit of knowledge and watching some other people's videos, I managed to make something that's kind of cool.
Something.
Made something. Okay.
I like it though.
Cool.
Hey, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, hey, give it a thumbs down. Also, if you like what we're doing here, subscribe to the channel by clicking the subscribe button. And lastly, have a piece of info to share? Just post a comment.